gonna start off the round 1 of week 2. 71 alive, so there's at least one, or at least several teams that are not fully stacked. Although this is not a, yeah, it is a major problem for the team, but there's still lots of potential to win S3. Just have to play a bit more careful, I would say, a bit more.
Definitely.
Yeah, around the edges, it's a bit harder to make aggressive plays. Just by the sheer fact you're lacking one player to do what needs to be done.
Exactly. But either way, this playing trajectory is interesting. I actually love where it's landing because it gives teams a chance to go towards George. It actually gives teams a chance to access all the major hot drop areas. You have George Pool, you have School and Pachinki. You even have a chance for them to go across the river to the island of Novo and military base. So I'm really curious, with this open opportunity, where these teams really look to land.
I would say Georgia Pool will be, as we can see already, there are several teams already jumped. Oh no, actually only 2. My apologies. Okay, only 2 teams. Only 2 teams are going to George Pool. Which is bro, so the other team has to be really careful what they're going to do with that.
Well, you got 4 of 4. There's also Team 16. They're jumping not directly at George Pool, but around that area. I'm currently on bro right now because after how aggressive they were in the second and third round, I really want to keep an eye on how they maintain that kind of momentum and how they look to kind of push it in the first round of week 2 by. But either way, all these teams are kind of dropping. A lot of teams are actually dropping by Yaznai.
There are over 8 teams at Yashnaya, and there's only 1 team directly at the crates of Georgia Pool. So I would suggest we kind of switch to Yashnaya. Because there's going to be a lot of action there right now, for sure. As we can hear already, teams are shooting already. Where?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to maybe Team 18. We do see Team 18 and Team 12 are actually skirmishing together. We do see Vodik on the side of Team 18 is already knocked out, and then we do look at Team 12 there, kind of also in a situation where they only have 3 players, and Palma has taken a little bit of hit, but all 3 members are still alive and breathing and ready to take on to it. It's kind of close, but yet we're starting to see action already as I believe Hazok has taken out 1 member of Team 12, or at least taken some form of damage. My game is a little bit lacking, so apologies about that, guys. But Team 24 are spread out across the road. Team 4 are on the same side of them. So when you split the side of the roads, you have Team 23, Team 3, Team 18, and Team 12 all on kind of the south side of the Yaznai Road area. Maybe taking over to Team 3 because Nova, they are the team that we should be watching. They are the team that we should be keeping an eye on.
I was currently looking at Zarks from F13 in Team 18. But his position was, without being negative, but he exposed himself way too much. But right now we're moving on to Nova, who are currently fighting with Team 23, which has PRZ in it. That's a guy from Vainglory, as most of you know. Well, some of you. Okay, maybe nobody. Doesn't matter. He is known for being a Vainglory player. So Nova is I think they're really looking for an aggressive play right here. Okay, my camera moved without permission. That is a bit unfortunate. So Nova's really pushing up this building right now, and at least 2 of their players are. So that's a really good position to have. At least 2 guys going up into that fight. Would be better if you do it with 4.
I'm sorry about your voices. Discord has been a bit of a absolute beep in terms of you're kind of cutting out from my side, but such is life. Either way, let's get back onto the action because Kalas is really starting to kind of push up against Team 33. He sees him around the corner, but he's got to be careful because Kaylas is susceptible to a headshot. But we do see he is being knocked out, so it's up to Kaylas to try and join it. He's in the corner. He knows where he is, but he's just got to find the right spot, find the right position to move in. And
nice.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Just move in, get that kill, and get the work done for Nova. Come on, Kaylas, you can carry your team. You can get up into the high-level spot. So that's good coming out from Kaylas and the rest of his Nova team to keep themselves alive. There's still a 4-man squad as well. So that's pretty good in this, you know, in this kind of first couple of minutes of this game to maintain a you know, an aggressive level. And also, putting kills on the board, it boosts your confidence, Bayu.
Yeah, exactly. That was a really great, I would say personally, it was a great push from Amin and Kaylas. Like, from our perspective, or from my perspective, it looked very coordinated how they engaged that, you know, that upwards fight. You know, they had to move up, secure area, you know, cover ground, and while you do that, you need to also have a note on where is my ally at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm kind of curious as to what Fitz is doing. And that he's got to be a little bit careful, Bayu, you know, in terms of how he does play this game. Looking in, so Yazai seems to be a little bit calmer right now, but we definitely want to keep an eye on it because Team 4 and Team 24 are quite close to each other. But if you look in Team 4 have the North George Pool area with Bro, there hasn't been too much going on. We still got 18 teams, 66 players alive. We do have 2 teams around the Primorsk area, Bayu. Something I'd definitely like to keep an eye on. They're not too close to each other, but definitely Team 15 are also split up into 2 pairs of 2. Whereas Team 22 are 4-man.
If I may interrupt you, Team 12 is now pushing up to Team 18 in Yashnaya, with Palma in the lead, it seems. It's on the third floor by now, and Palma has a shotgun, and oh my god, he knocks 2 out with that shotgun. Amazing play there. Yeah, and it just finished. Well, that was really nicely done by Palma. I'm not sure if that was more luck than wisdom, because, and that's a Dutch expression, that you're just super lucky, because the one on his right, directly 90 degrees from him, that guy missed his bullets on Palma, and that should not. That on this level, that should not be the case. You are not allowed to miss your bullets from that distance. Because, as you can see, Palma, a good player, he will just take advantage of that and utilize on your mistake.
Definitely, you know, if you're able to take advantage of a situation, that's what makes a good player kind of a better player, is that they recognize a mistake and they can kind of take advantage of it. Where are you kind of looking in terms of where the action might be hitting off by? We do see Team 10 and Team 5 coming close to each other. So let's try and get the action panned over to there. We've got Grumpy
Team GG
and LMV coming close to each other. Butters is low in health as well as AOAV. Or AOVR, should I apologize? And then LMV there looking a little bit risky as well. Butters, I'm focused on the side of Butters. He is
nice shot.
That fantastic headshot onto one member of LMV. Now they should look to move forward, because 20 is low in health. You got Toxic knocked down. Scuddy is also in another area of the map, has taken a little bit of a hit, but we do see that now Grumpy Gaming is looking to be
nice.
Aggressive kill. He gets 1 shot, 1 kill on the Butter, and then the rest of Grumpy Gaming goes in and they get that squad wipe all over the place. That is what I like to see. You get the headshot, you drive in, you go in hard, and you get that squad wipe. Too many teams, Bayu, I find they kind of get a knockdown and they don't do anything about it. They don't respond to it. And I feel like you should be able to, you should be confident to kind of go, okay, I got a headshot. Once you're communicating with your team, you go in and you go, okay, let's push on that headshot and let's drive in forward and get that squad wipe. Really good.
Exactly. And what I also like to note was it was just it felt like Butters specifically. It was just it's such a terrific aim here. There's that makes it makes it just a lot easier if you're aiming properly and you're hitting your target as well. And for me personally, I do know that sometimes you can just miss your target.
Of course.
And it's so important that on high tier you see the difference between hitting a target with a red dot from a long distance. I would say this was 50 meters, so it's not an easy shot to take. And
no,
yeah, he just managed to do it. So that's pretty impressive.
So hammers are coming close to Grumpy Gaming. That's one thing. Let's be a little bit careful. I don't know if you want to move around to a different area of the map, but seeing as we are kind of focused on the side of Grumpy Gaming and what they did do in that last squad wipe, if they can get.
I do want to point back to Bro Team, because Bro Team is now very close to Team 21. And they just managed to knock one out, so that's...
Okay, let's see where they go from there. Let's see where they go from there, indeed. We do see Hard Skill is going in across the window, getting shots on the focus, but they've really got to be careful. Now they're going in across the building. Do you see that knockdown, that kill going down? They're going to look to get this squad up, and they do look to secure quite efficiently. Wow, that was just... But I don't know if you quite caught the end of that, but they surrounded that building in essentially all four corners.
Yep.
And they just got in, got those key shots. It's not like the one player had to back up another player, so to speak. They were confident in how good they were going to take those shots off, that they could surround the area and get the job done. So if one was knocked down, it was a bit of a surprise attack from the other point of view. Really nice rotation coming out from Bro in that skirmish, in that team fight against them. A couple of kills on the board. They are close to ESC. ESC seems to be driving by past them. ESC on the side of Team 16. They could be coming close to Team 15. Just one thing to point out though is that Team 22, we did miss it, but they got 2 kills on the two members of Team 15 that were in the Primorsk area. We did miss that, so that's just one kind of interesting thing to point out that we did happen to miss. But this blue zone is starting to move in, so these teams are now going to have to start really going in. We saw last week that the EU playstyle seems to be to play at the edge of the safe zone, and what that can tend to do is it can tend to cause a lot of kind of early game team fights, because they are so clustered off between the safe zone as they move in generally at the same time. We do see Nova now moving in from the Yazai area.
Can I interrupt?
12, yeah.
Can I interrupt you? Team 12 and Team 17 are right now very close to each other. And, well, actually, they killed each other off, basically. There is one player left from Team 17. So that indicates that another player from Team 17 is somewhere else. Well, but he was only knocked. So that means that there is another player somewhere. So,
yeah, Brazy's in the prison area. He just basically went away from there. He's got into a vehicle. Now he's going to look to move into the safe zone. Bro are now getting another squad wipe. They got the kills onto, I believe it was the 2 members of Team 15 that were on their own. So Bro just going in there. They're just wiping out. But we haven't really talked much about where this safe zone is going to end up. Do you think it's going to end up kind of in between the 2 islands?
No. I think I'm gonna suspect that the safe zone is gonna end up in military.
Okay.
And this is gonna be very interesting, because people will now have to fight for. They will have to fight for the bridge, basically, an access point towards the island, and you will see the people. Exactly. You will see a strategy. You can see a strategy that people will either camp the bridge, hold off enemies from coming in. Or you will see people rushing over the bridge and just, as long as we're over the bridge, we're safe. Get it done and get over with it.
We do see Palmer knocking out one. I don't know if that's a full squad wipe, but either way, yeah, that was good work coming out from Team 12 there. I'm kind of focused on Team 2 because they are very close. Hammers are very close to Grumpy Gaming. They seem to be in this nice compound area. They're right by the bridge. They're just outside the safe zone. They have pointers and focus on
they're focused on Grumpy Gaming, right? Yeah, they can see them too. I'm now looking from the perspective of Universe, and he or she saw all the movement. Why are they not shooting? They're right in the open there. Okay.
I know. You gotta be able to take those clutch shots. Have the confidence. He nearly took down one member right there. But yes, we do see that is it. Actually, bro, taking down 404. Just one thing to point out. That's a full squad wipe. We did kind of miss that, but I'm okay with keeping on here because I think Hammers didn't get as much of a kind of view, as much of a
screen time.
Yeah, screen time, should I say? And I think during this kind of team fight skirmish, I feel like they could be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe they're just waiting for that one knockdown, that kind of that instinctual shot to really kind of fight for. But we do see Hammer's universe is actually going away from it. Why do you think that is, Bayu?
Let me look a little bit around. I think personally they don't feel 100% comfortable with this fight. That could be one argument. Another argument could be that he's fetching a weapon or an attachment for his weapon. And one of his allies said, yeah, in the far back building there is a scope, and yeah, you can get it. And now he's gonna get it. That could be an argument. There could be several other reasons. We're not 100% sure. Or another argument could be he is getting the car, and they're just gonna drive away, which is not the worst thing to do in this scenario, because as you can see, it's these kind of fights, unless the enemy is gonna make a big mistake and exposing themselves, you're not really gonna pick off someone right now anyway, because if they're just gonna hide behind their buildings, although GG is looking like they have the same strategy right now. They wanna.
Well, okay, I think Universe got the car in case they have to get there at a fast pace. But if we look, we're starting to see these teams go over to the military base island. You've got Team 4, Team 11, Team 15 now already in military base. There was Team 9 EQ. They have been there since basically the start. You see Team 8 and Team 12 are now starting to make their way. Bro are also on the west side, as well as Team 22 starting to make their way to the island. I like the strategies coming out from Bro and Team 22. They're kind of going around the west/southwest side just to kind of play it safe. Nova are now coming in from the north. Team A are coming out from the west. But like I said, if you're not going to go for that squad wipe, Bayu, I feel like you should just get into the island as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I agree, and I love actually what Bro is doing here. They're taking the safe option. Let's not take the bridge. Let's just get to the other side with a boat, or even if they didn't have a boat, they might have considered going over the bridge. But regardless, let's see what they're gonna do. Okay, they're gonna pick up. He's gonna pick up his allies. Yeah, he had to, because his allies would otherwise have a very difficult time getting back to the island. That's a nice song, by the way.
I don't know if one member...
Meanwhile, my apologies. Team 3 is fighting right now with the GG.
Okay.
Nova Takao just got knocked down. Sneaky got knocked down. I'm not entirely sure what's happening, or if they're finished.
Hammers are squad wiped by either Nova or GG. So now we see that, I think it was squad wiped by Nova. Now we see that the smoke grenades are coming out. They need to be careful. They got to use those first aid kits. The blue zone they're just on the edge of the blue zone / safe zone. They've got Grumpy Gaming by their side. That blue zone is starting to do damage though, Bayu. So it's something they're gonna want to get out of as quick as possible.
And it's only a couple meters that they need to get out of it. It's not like they need to go to the other side. It's just, as you can see, it's only a couple meters. And I think Nova is going to do the wise decision here and just reposition, because this is... If you look at their position right now, they're right now in the super open. Oh!
Teko's knocked. He's down for the count. That's most likely him losing his life, unless they go back and kind of, no, that's it. Teko is down, so that leaves 3 members of Nova to survive that game. That was a nice kill.
Kales got bombarded by the bombing zone.
Oh man, feel sad, man.
Yeah. What is that saying? Right? Only noobs get hit by bombing zone. Wink, wink, Kales. Wink, wink.
But hey, look, that's a series of unfortunate events, so to speak. So GG Grumpy Gaming are still close to Nova, but Nova are looking to get into that safe zone as quickly as possible. I don't think they're going to want to in any way push this fight unless they have a really nice safe zone. But either way, we are 1 minute before this blue zone starts closing. If we look at how far away that safe zone is from teams that are in the north side, Bayu, they really are going to have to start moving in. You got Team 8, you got Team 12 still not over the bridge into the military base area. Team 24 are also starting to move in. So we're starting to see these clumps of teams. What is Nova doing?
What are they trying to achieve here? I think they desperately need that loot. As you can see, they are really fighting for this loot right now. That was a very interesting choice.
Like, Kailash just... Did they...
They died? They just died?
I don't know if they did that on purpose. I'm very curious of their mentality, and I'm very curious of what they're doing. But either way, that is it. Nova are out of this round one. Have finished essentially in the top 10, but either way, not the first round they were probably looking for. Team 4 getting the shots onto one member of Team 12. That other member of Team 12 is now just coming out of the water, as we do see Team 4 kind of staying by the coastal area. Keep an eye on the bridge area, keep an eye on their surroundings, because they do have to be careful, but they do seem to want to chase that member of Team 12 because they have an idea that these players won't have come in under the water in a pair, but they do see EXS are now going over the bridge. Let's see what they can do as a 4-man team. Let's see what Team 4 WL can do to really push onto EXS. EXS are driving away. They've managed to get away from WL and survive that onslaught of bullets, and now Team 4 will maybe turn their attention to essentially getting into the safe zone. Looking at the south coast, we do see Team 25, Team 22, and Team 11 all spread apart quite nicely.
I do wonder though, because Team 4, WL, they were not fighting that team that you mentioned as 4. Rather, one of their players was aiming for Palma. Team number 12 on the west side. So if he would have been like diverted his attention faster towards the other team, would they have been able to take down that car? Question mark.
Yeah, that is actually interesting in fairness. But sometimes when you get wrapped up into trying to focus on one area and then you see, you know, I'd imagine that sometimes it just happens that way. I want to talk about Team 9 though. They've just been so lucky to have this say so for so long, and these teams are now starting to, you know, converge into their area, their yard, so to speak. And I'm interested to see if they're actually prepared, because sometimes when you're so long in the game in the safe zone with nothing to do, I know these players play a lot, but your mind might get a little bit lackadaisical, might get a little bit kind of, you know, not rusty, but you just relax too much.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious into how they actually will react to these teams converging in onto their yard, their space, their zone, so to speak, as they would look at it. But looking at that, I want to point out that Team 8 are under pressure because they've got Team 4 quite close to them. Hell, Team 8 are moving into the safe zone just to basically where Team 4 is going to be. All they need to do is turn their heads by it, but they haven't turned around, and they could potentially get caught out by Team 8.
Ooh, yeah. It's because of the geographical area right now that they were unable to see them, because there's a little hill there blocking their vision over this little valley. And you could say it's kind of lucky that Team 8 decided to go into the zone here rather than a little bit to the east and being faced by a whole team.
Well, just sorry to cut you off, but we have Team 11, Team 12, and Team 22 coming very close together. Bayu Palma is under a lot of a risky hassle. If Team 11 would seek his advantage, that clutch there, if he can get the shots done, he gets a knockdown on the Palma. That's Palma losing his life, and that is another member. That's Team 12 as a squad wiped. So good job coming out from Team 11. Only 2 players left on this side of there, which is Seekers Van, the clutch 2v1 winner in round 1 of last week's games. But that was then. This is now. They're in that car. They actually, I believe, took the car that Team 12 had, which is really cheeky. They've driven right past Team 22.
Yep.
Team 22 looking to move in. Team 24 also moving in from the south side. We have Bro on the west side of that south. Also Swift Shooters on the east side. Now we're going to see what Team 9 are going to do, because they have 8, 5, and Team 4 going very close to their zone.
I'm now looking at Nagy, and he is having his sights on Team 4 right now. But on behind him, he has Team 5, and he's taking aim. Oh my god, that was a great shot from him. Kind of a panic shot, but still he managed to take the kill. Take the knockdown, I mean, my apologies.
Yeah, so we do see that WL have gotten a couple of shots onto EQ. EQ Nagy is knocked out, so that's 2 members of EQ knocked out. They tried to get too big for their boots, but there's 2 squads going in on them, and there's only so much you can survive on, because Team 4 are now starting to move in quite hard, quite fast onto EQ. Let's see what can happen in this team fight. Team 4 are not looking, you know, the super healthies. They've got 3 members, 1 member down. Art of War is dead in that team fight. We're seeing Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, it missed. The Molotov missed.
Oh my god, that was so close. How the hell did he manage to miss that? But he's gonna lose his life anyway, so good job coming out for Team 4 to secure that shot. Art of Fury getting the shots onto Team 9, and now we are seeing they're moving in around this building, gonna look to move in, but they're knocked down by Kitsu Bai. With that shotgun, I believe, onto 1 member of WL was absolutely clutch, but not, you know, Team 9, they're still as a 3-man team, so to speak. So, you know, but 1 member is knocked down, so Kitsune is low in health. You know, Lil Uzik is also low in health. Injecting that adrenaline shot, if they can get into this safe zone area to try and revive Nikki Tanga, then that will help them. Throwing it, smoke grenade to try to avert any attention and give. No, it was actually a flash grenade. My apologies. It was actually a flash grenade. So throw that in there. Oh, what a knockdown by Akashi onto Kitsune. It was so clutch. I was peered onto Kitsune and it was just bam, headshot, beautiful coming out from WL. Akashi gets the final blow. WL get the final blow, and EQ are out of this game after holding that area for so long. Bayu.
Amazing to see how WL managed to do that. Unfortunately for EQ, they were kind of sandwiched from 2 sides. So they had to make a conscious choice. Are we going to focus on West or are we going to focus on the East? I think you could say they made the wrong decision because, well, they died. But it was amazing to see how WL just systematically pushed forward and took their victory in that little fight there.
Seekers Van has been taken out. Team 11 are about to be squad wiped by Team 22, but Team 25 are also close by to them. We're down to 5 teams, last 15 players alive. This is now going to start to get just a little bit sweatier, Bayu, that little bit tighter between these 5 remaining teams. Bro is 2-man left. We've got Team 8, INSX is down to 3 players. You still got Team 22 on 3 players. That safe zone is now starting to move closer and closer. 2 players left of Team 15. They've been relatively quiet, but they've managed to survive. So far, WL are looking to heal up because this safe zone, this blue zone, should I say, is going to start moving in the next 1 minute and 15 seconds as these teams now just look to gather themselves up, you know, kind of take a breather and really think about where they want to position themselves for this final zone.
Look at Team 25. Look at Bro Team. They're going to push in on Team 15 right now. Let's see how they're going to do this. Let's see. Black is rushing. He's really pushing this building right now.
He is indeed.
If only he turns his head now, if he turns around, he will know that there's an enemy right behind him. Will he see him?
Come on.
Ooh.
Turn around. Every now and then I get it. Anyway.
Yeah.
The knockdown by SS onto Bro. 2 members of Bro are actually knocked out. I believe and one member is dead. Sorry, it wasn't quite one member. That was 2 members that knocked out. Just one member dead. But bro, looking okay so far. So we're down to still 5 teams, should I say? But 3 of them are within the safe zone, and it's so close because this is getting really just that little bit sweaty. As Team 15 are basically on top of Team 25, Bayu.
Yeah, I wonder how Hardskill is gonna execute this. Personally, I would just go out, throw a grenade in. That would be my strategy personally. But I can imagine this strategy: just wait out until they make a move, and you just pick them off while they are making the move.
Definitely, but just to kind of point out that bro, my good man, my good sir, you guys as a team are looking pretty good because bro are actually a little bit split up. They're in one set of 2, and then one is on his own against the 2v1 shooters.
Yeah,
Lyman 41k is across, getting those shots onto Team 4. WL are looking dangerous. They are about to be squad right. They didn't get into safe zone quickly enough, and goodbye, sweet chin music. You are about to feel the wrath of bro and that blue zone, so that we are down still 4 players. 4 teams, should I say, 8 players alive. Team 8 are looking pretty good but pretty safe. And like I said, Team 15, they are on top of essentially that 1 player of bro.
So WL Ari Fureta, he's just using meds until he's gonna die, as you can see.
Pretty much, yeah.
But he mistimed his heal, and now he's probably gonna... No, he survived! Nice. But I wanted to point out that bro was very... I don't want to say lucky, but they had the safe zone with them. That they were allowed to squad wipe whole WL. They saw them running, they were forced... WL was forced to run, and they just see them run and just pick them off. So 4 free kills, basically.
Yeah, but in fairness, Team 4, they got caught up in a team fight against Team 22, and they didn't get into the safe zone quick enough. So with all due respect to Team 4, they put themselves in that position. Bro were the wise ones to get into that safe zone. Now, I am onto hard for skill because he's poking around. He's waiting for that moment for Team 15 to be exposed, and he gets to knock down onto T. God, he does.
Yeah, well done.
And he gets that kill. Smoke grenades is not enough to protect yourself, as we're also seeing the flank around. We've got 2 teams alive, Team 15 and Team 22. It's essentially a 3v2 situation. What do Team 15 do? Because whoa, a grenade has knocked down Matt. It's also taken a little bit damage on the paper. Whoa, that is match ended, and bro take that first game.